Good morning, mathematicians. Welcome to class. I'm Miss Barnes, and this lesson is for students in pre-K and kindergarten. Mathematicians, this morning we're going to be super busy practicing ways that we can make 10. Specifically, we're going to be talking about finding the missing parts of 10 and ways to represent numbers. So we are going to cover both skills today. And to do that, we're going to be using our 10 frame, which we're pretty good at. We're going to be using a new tool called the number bond. Then we're also going to be writing equations and talking about problems. Okay? So what I'd like for you to do in order to get ready for our learning today is grab your counters, grab a piece of paper and something to write with, a marker, a colored pencil, a crayon, whatever you'd like. And let's get ready to learn. All right, so let's get started. I have a friend who, at their house, they have 10 books on their bookshelf. 3 of their books are red. How many books are not red? Let's think about this. How many books are not red? So Miss B's friend, I'm just going to write that down here, has 10 books. Three are red. How many are not red? Okay, so Miss B's friend has 10 books. 3 are red. How many are not red? Okay, friends, so here's our first problem today. Let's think about it. I know that I have 3 books, and I'm going to model that in my 10 frame, which we are already really good at. So I have 3 books. Can you tell me what the missing part is? Look at your 10 frame and remember everything we already know. Remember that if my 10 frame is full, I have 10. If Miss B's friend has 10, does that mean I can fill the 10 frame? Let's try it. So I'm going to pick a color other than red. Let's use this bright green one. And let's count until we get to 10 and see what happens to the 10 frame. Are you ready? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great, stop. So we know that my friend has 10 books. We also know that if we fill the 10 frame, we can model the number 10. Now we can find the missing part. Are you ready? So I know that 3 is the part that I have. 3 books are red. How many are not red? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if you said 7, you're correct. So these bright green circles represent the books that are not red. So that means I have 7 books are not red. Now let's model this problem in our number bond. Okay, so we know that my friend had 10 books total, and in a number bond, we put the total at the top. That's our whole, how many we have all together. Then we have to talk about how many are red. So how many books were red? Well, we can read our problem to say 3 books, or we can look at our model and see that we have 3 red counters. So in our number bond, I'm going to write 3. Now we've already counted using our 10 frame. Can you tell me what number goes in our number bond? So we have 3 red books. How many books were not red? That's right, great job. We know that there are 7 books that are not red. Now the last step we're going to work on today is writing an equation. Okay, we've written our answer statement down here. 7 books are not read. But I'd also like us to model this story as an equation, as an addition sentence. So we can write our addition sentence one of 2 ways. We can either write it to talk about the parts first, or we can write it to talk about the whole first. Today, we're going to practice the parts first. So this part was 3. This part was 7. And I know we added those together. And I know that 3 and 7 is the same as our whole, which is 10. So our equation says 3 plus 7 equals 10, or 3 and 7 is the same as 10. Great job, mathematicians! Are you ready for the next problem? Take some time to erase and reorganize, and let's get started. All right, friends, here we are with our second problem and a clean workspace. So let's get started. First, we're going to read the problem that I have here in the lower corner. This problem says, in the bakery, there are 10 cakes. 4 are chocolate, the rest are vanilla. How many cakes are vanilla? So I already have over here an answer statement saying some cakes are vanilla, and we're going to fill that out at the very end of our talk. So first, we're going to get started by modeling our problem in our 10 frame. So we know that the bakery has a total of 10 cakes. That makes something very easy. We also know that our 10 frame is full when it has 10. So we're going to look for a full 10 frame in order to talk about the missing part. So we know that of these 10 cakes, 4 are chocolate. I'm going to stop right there. 4 are chocolate. So I'm going to take my counters. Now I'm going to model 4 chocolate cakes in the bakery counter. Now we need to find out how many are vanilla. Can you look at our 10 frame and can you help me think about that? How many cakes are vanilla? Well, I know that if I fill in this bottom row, I have 5 cakes that are vanilla. And I don't have to count them because they're in a 10 frame. So what happens when I add 1 more? How many do I have now? 5 plus 1, that makes 6. So 5 on the bottom and 1 on the top equals 6 red counters. So we know that those 6 red counters model the missing part of our 10 cakes. That means that 6 cakes are vanilla. Now we're going to practice our representation 2 different ways. Here's our model. Now let's talk about our number bond. So we know that at the top of our number bond goes our whole. Do you remember what our whole is from our problem? How many cakes were in the bakery? That's right, there were 10 cakes in the bakery. We knew that 4 of the cakes were chocolate. The missing part of 10, we can count on from 4 to get there also. So practice with me. Let's start at 4 and let's stop when we get to 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we know that the missing part of 10 is 6. Great job. And my challenge to you at the end of our lesson today is to write an equation. Remember that an equation starts with a part, it adds the missing part, and it equals the whole. So friends, as we come to a close today, my challenge for you is to write your equation using your number bond. Remember, your parts go first and your whole goes second after the equal sign. So part plus part equals whole. Good luck! So that is all we have time for today, friends. As we close and as we wrap up, please make sure that you are getting ready for Science with Ms. Schumacher, and I will see you next week.